Naranjo, and this is my story. Growing up, I was the type of person who had to learn from my own mistakes instead of other people's mistakes. So I was a hard-headed kid when I was younger. I mean, I'm still young, but I started doing the things that I used to do when I was pretty young. About 13 years old, I was introduced to the life of gangs, hating people over a number or a color. And I became accustomed to it because those were the type of people that I made friends with. And those friends that I had made introduced me to drugs and alcohol and, that lifestyle. And with me, once I was introduced to the drugs, it set off a trigger in my brain telling me that I needed it more and more. So every day when I woke up, that was my goal, to do whatever I could to get the drugs that I needed just to get a little high. And it didn't matter where I was or who was with me. I didn't care how it affected my family or how it affected myself or, my future. I wasn't thinking about my future. And, in a way, I'm kind of thankful for the position that God put me in, because it put me in the position to where I need to change and where I was desperate. Sometimes in the mornings when I wake up or before I'd go to bed, I would look at myself in the mirror, disgusted and angry at myself, because despite all the things that I had heard from people trying to persuade me to change, in a way, I wasn't living up to it. And in my head, I want to change, or no, in my heart, I want to change, but my mind was telling me that I couldn't do it. Basically, God was trying to reach out to me, and little did I realize or know that there were signs everywhere. And the two signs that stuck out the most to me were urban flow, which is, something that, helped put the message in my head of following Jesus, basically. And it was just something that I looked forward to every week, and it was somewhere where I could feel comfortable, because it had the music that I liked and people just like me from the slums, trying to come up and trying to find meaning in life.
Continue to just reach in their hearts, God, and change all these hurts and problems, God, that we face, God.
And one of my highlights of making the change in my life was actually getting up in front of the Urban Flow group and pouring my heart out to all them other kids and just giving my testimony. And two, the other sign that stuck out the most to me was youth convention in Denver. There, is where I grew the most. That is where I connected the most with Jesus and God. I just prayed for all my hurts and pains to be away, and I just basically surrendered myself to God. Nowadays, I am the happiest person I've ever been, and I wake up no longer hating myself. I look in the mirror. Instead of hating myself, I think, what can I do to not only better myself, but to help spread the word of God and the love of Christ. Try not to be stingy or greedy. It's about sharing it with everybody. Following Jesus' footsteps and going out there and reaching out to people who are the most needy and who are the most lost, and just introducing them to the best friend that they could ever have, which is Jesus Christ.